to TammyTalks. So a huge thank you to everybody that liked, watched, viewed, shared, subscribed, left a comment, thumbs up the video from last week. Y'all really showed out with Zach and Michaela. Good conversation in the comments. Nobody was like arguing or flipping out. Good, healthy debate. So let's keep it going. This is Married at First Sight, Season 13, Episode 9. If you are back this week because you watched me last week and you have not subscribed, go ahead, click subscribe, thumbs up, and let's get started, y'all. So Zach said that he called Michaela after he called Michaela the morning after he decided not to stay the night after the housewarming, and she did not answer the phone, but she texted him and said that she needed to get if he needed to get in contact with her, that he needed to text her and not call. Michaela is crazy, y'all. Like, that girl is a nut. She has anger issues that she has not dealt with, that she does not have under control, and yikes. So they finally, Zach is at the house and they're gonna sit down so they can have yet another talk. How many times are y'all gonna have an argument or like a blow up and then have to turn around and talk about it again? Get y'all stuff together. So Zach uses an analogy to discuss or to convey how he's feeling. So he said that he is reading a book about love under a tree on a nice grassy area. And a bee comes up to him and is buzzing around in his face and possibly stings him. So he shoo bee shoo, and I'm looking at this story like there has to have been another way that you can get this across to her, but I'm gonna roll with it. So he's like, I get rid of the first bee, and then now there's another bee that comes and does the same thing. And once I get rid of that bee, a third bee comes. And it's in the moment when he said the third bee that is in the moment that he said the third bee that Michaela kind of realized, oh, he's talking about me. And her face went from to, because now she has an attitude. So he's telling her, and basically he's saying how he feels attacked. She is the bee, and while he is really trying to stay and make this marriage work and get deep into this relationship with her, she is attacking him and stinging him and swarming around him. And he's overwhelmed pretty much. I'm going to say it today like I have said it every week since the show started. Michaela is too much for Zach. She's too much for him. Zach is a gentler, more docile man, and I mean he's an ass. Let's not get that twisted at all. He's being just as much as a detriment to the relationship as she is, but she's too much for him. She's too abrasive, and she's not going to change herself for him, and he does not seem to be willing to change himself for her. So she is she's looking kind of confused, and she always does the thing where she squints when she looks at him. And to me, if I'm talking to you, I don't want you making that face at me either, because that kind of tells me that you're not really processing what I'm saying. You're taking it how you feel, and it's coming across as anger, right? So, to me, Zach is just looking for a way out. From the first moment that Michaela blew up because he got up and left the house and took the dog to daycare, or whatever he was doing, from that moment when she moved out, he has been done. And he has been looking for a way and a reason to get out ever since then. But it's also kind of like every time that he tries to reach out, she doesn't, meet him halfway. So he kind of tells her, like, I want this to work. What do you need from me so that we can have better communication between the two of us? Michaela says, I want you to talk to me. That man called you, and you told him to text you. That man tried to talk to you when Pastor Cal was there, and you sit there and looked at him like this the entire time. That man tried to talk to you um, after the housewarming, and you had an attitude then too. So it's kind of like, do you really want him to talk to you, Michaela, or do you want to have these blow ups and these adult temper tantrums, and then because you're over it, you want him to just be over it and be like, it's cool, we had a little tiff, but it's cool, Michaela, don't worry. That's not what's gonna happen. That's not how that is going to work. That's not how life works. It's not how relationships work. And Michaela has piss poor communication skills. And until she acknowledges that about herself, her and Zach are going to always have these different pitfalls. And this was not the last, misstep that they're going to have. We all saw the trailer. We all saw the trailer for the entire season. This is just the tip. This is just the beginning. Did y'all see the preview for next week? This is just the beginning. Michaela has to learn how to communicate. Now, communicating is not always verbal, it's nonverbal as well. So the rolling of the eyes, the sign, the rolling of the neck all the time, the squinting at him, the body language, that is part of communication. And what Michaela is failing to realize is Zach is interpreting that. He's feeding off of that negative energy. I'm not saying that Zach is in the clear. I'm not saying that Zach has done nothing wrong. So don't get me twisted on that. But Michaela has to learn how to communicate with this man. This is a sensitive ass man. And while I'm not saying that she should constantly filter herself, you have to acknowledge that the way that you're communicating with him, your abrasiveness, that directness, assertiveness, the attitude, the blow ups, it's not working. Try a different approach. But I think the real issue stems from her having the nickname Hurricane K and her family thinking it's cute and funny. Kids that have temper tantrums and you think it's cute and you think it's funny and you kind of applaud and laugh at that grow up to be women like Michaela who think that they should be able to blow up and everyone is okay with it. They grow up to be women like Tamar who think it's okay to have these adult temper tantrums and blow up, and when they're over it, then everyone should be over it, and that's just not how life works. So Zach and Michaela end at that moment on a seemingly good note, or hell, a decent note, we'll say. So they have a date night. They go out to get some drinks, and Zach is saying how this is the type of these are the type of things that he wants to do with his wife because these are the type of things that make him fall in love with her. To him, that's intimacy. This is how they talk and get to know more about each other. So they have the same assignment as the rest of the couples about discussing, have they ever been in love? How did they know that they were in love? And what is it going to take for them to find love in this marriage? Neither one of them have been in love before. Michaela is saying that I forgot exactly what her answer was. But she has not been in love before. But she feels like she missed out on being in love with some of her past relationships. Zach said that he has never been in love and he does not feel like he's missed out on anything. And then he proceeds to list a long checklist of everything that he needs in a woman before he falls in love. And the stuff that he listed isn't out of the ordinary. Trustworthiness, how somebody handles conflict, how somebody cares for them. Like, it's, ambitious, loyal. It's basic things. Very, very basic things. But at least 5 of them things that he listed, Michaela has exhibited she is not. So that had me cracking up. And I felt like when he got down to when he said how somebody handles conflict, Michaela caught that the little dirt that he threw. She caught that shade and she kind of looked, and again the squinting, the and you can tell that Michaela was in that moment. I think she kind of realized I messed up. Like, I really messed up because this man is listing all the things, the attributes that he needs to find in a woman for him to fall in love with her. And I've kind of broken like four or five of these off rip. So she says in her confessional, um, she said in her confessional that she doesn't think that she's able to live up to that because it's a very stringent list. And I'm like, it's actually not. It's not hard to be loyal. It's not hard to be trustworthy. It's not hard to handle conflict as an adult if you were properly taught that. So I think I don't know, y'all. They're not gonna. Well, we know they ain't gonna make it. They're not. If they do, like, push me off a bridge. They are not going to make it to decision day. So they were at. Oh, so Zach asked Michaela, like, does she feel that she is falling in love with where they are? And Michaela responded, in the beginning she was, but now she kind of feels like she has to be guarded. And it's because she feels like she can't be herself because her natural self is being somebody that reacts first and then thinks about it later. And because Zach is has clearly shown her he's not going to be for the bull, he's not going to tolerate the temper tantrums, she feels like she can't truly express herself, which is sad and unfortunate for her. But again, it's also just kind of a self check, a self reflection moment where let's figure out why I'm this way. Let's figure out why I am a person who has to have these outbursts in order for me to feel like I'm being myself. You know what I mean? So Zach says that he wants them to, they want to get back to where they were 2 weeks ago. And they want to honestly put forth the effort to work on it. I think Zach is truly only saying that for TV. He does not want to be with that woman because of how because of how she has reacted and how she has behaved in the past. So they're at Jose's house for this barbecue, and Michaela is talking to Bow and Rachel, I believe it was Bow and Rachel, and she tells them that she couldn't have put together a more perfect man for her, and everything is going good with them. And I'm like, you are a whole ass lie. Why are you lying to these people? On top of telling them that they fell in love at first sight. No, ma'am. Y'all fell in lust at first sight. Everything that Michaela has ever said about Zach is in regarding to his looks, his physique. And she has never said anything like truly about his personality or anything like that. It was never love at first sight. First sight, it was lust, and that's why y'all slept together um, before y'all even went on the honeymoon. This be real about that. So Zach plans a Zoom cooking lesson for them, which was cute, while also being kind of alarming that they can't boil water. They can't season. Zach says she can't season food at all, and I said, "Damn." But I mean, I was kind of confused. Like they can't. Y'all can't. You don't need a cooking lesson for shrimp scampi. But it was a cute idea. She seemed into it. I thought they were gonna like get into it because neither one of them wanted to do the prep work. But they had some laughs at the end. Zach said the food was too spicy. Um, she said she didn't taste the spice, but they had a good laugh about it. And he said that he's just gonna work with her on seasoning food, and that's just what we gonna do about it. We see next week Zach is crying again. He hasn't cried in a couple episodes, so good for him. But next week we're gonna get back to the mess. This is a very nice, I feel like, calm before the storm with them. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, thumbs up the video, share, like, leave some comments. Let's talk about how y'all felt their relationship is going down in the comments. Check y'all next week.